and welcome to a brand new episode of the podcast entitled Couch Potatoes Unite! Exclamation point, which is based on a blog of the same name because it's just the normal course of regeneration. Am I right? My name is Kylie and I love TV. If you feel the same, keep listening and we're checking out our website, couchpotatoesunite.wordpress.com, as you're bound to find some common ground or something you like. For at Couch Potatoes Unite, we're all about the wonders and the unique long-form storytelling of the small screen. CPU, exclamation point, is upon our summer season and hopes you've been following releases of brand new episodes of the podcast on Wednesdays, as well as new blog entries on some Tuesdays, and as always, we have several more new episodes on the way. Because the panelists and I live lives behind our podcast, the episodes are published once per week. Subscribe to the blog or the podcast via iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and via Google Play to stay on top of brand new episodes. Episodes already published discuss a variety of shows around the water cooler, including, but not limited to, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, The Vampire Diaries, Orange is the New Black, The Good Place, Grace and Frankie, Game of Thrones, Broadchurch, Stranger Things, iZombie, Fuller House, and American Horror Story. Plus, new episodes are in the works, including revisits for A Series of Unfortunate Events, The X-Files, Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., New Girl, The Originals, Supernatural, Gotham, Once Upon a Time, 13 Reasons Why, the Marvel's Defenders panel will talk Season 2 of Luke Cage, and the DCTU panel will return to discuss Season 4 of The Flash and Season 3 of Supergirl. We'll be launching new panels covering Sense8, The Crown, Westworld, and Arrested Development. We'll be launching a new feature called Versus, where we'll be comparing shows in a spicy debate. And because we look back at shows now past, we'll be looking back at one of our most popularly requested panels of all time. That is Friends, and they'll be there for you shortly. By the way, did you know that CPU also from time to time goes live? We've been live from the Bunker, comedy outlet Mondays at Dog Story Theater, and Grand Rapids Comic Con, and we're planning more live appearances and other cool stuff. So make sure you like or follow us at our Facebook page, our Twitter at CPU Podcast, our Instagram at Couch Potatoes Unite, or subscribe to the blog, our YouTube channel, our iTunes channel, our Stitcher Radio channel, or find us on Google Play. In the meantime, if you don't hear a show in this podcast format, fellow panelists and I still write reviews and we always seek new panelists, so if you have any interest in joining the discussion, say hello by finding us at any of those outlets I've mentioned. At the very least, stop by and leave us a thumbs up, comment, or review. We like feedback, even your sassiest Bill-like feedback. I mean, have you met us? Today, we're around the water cooler and discussing season, or series if you're British, 10 of Doctor Who, which aired from April 15 to July 1st of 2017 on BBC America and BBC Worldwide, with a total of 12 episodes. To remind the listener, Doctor Who is a British science fiction television program produced by the BBC since 1963. The program depicts the adventures of a Time Lord called the Doctor, an extraterrestrial being from the planet Gallifrey. The Doctor explores the universe in a time-traveling spaceship called the TARDIS, or Time and Relative Dimension in Space. The exterior appears as a blue British police box, which was a common sight in Britain in 1963 when the series first aired. Accompanied by a number of companions, the Doctor combats a variety of foes while working to save civilizations and to help people in need. 12 actors have headlined the series as the Doctor. The transition from one actor to another is written into the plot of the show with the concept of regeneration into a new incarnation, a plot device where a Time Lord whose body is too badly harmed to heal normally can instead recover by transforming into a new body. Each actor's portrayal differs, but all represent stages in the life of the same character and form a single lifetime with a single narrative. The time-traveling feature of the plot means that different incarnations of the Doctor occasionally meet. Our panel of stalwart Whovians, namely Kristen, Nick, Sarah, Kyle, and Hilary, are back around the water cooler, which is naturally bigger on the inside, after a long anticipatory hiatus to dissect in our usual devoted detail, for better or for worse, the 10th series of international cult favorite Doctor Who, the final series for 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi. As always, it should be noted that all of our panelists have viewed all of Doctor Who to date and will, let's face it, discuss sensitive plot points. So, for those of you who are not caught up on this show, listen at your own risk, as there may be major spoilers. Welcome back, panel. How are you?
Good.
Wonderful.
Are you ready to talk about Series 10?
Sure.
Yeah,
why not?
So there's a differing level of enthusiasm around the water cooler today, but that's okay. And normally, listener, if you follow our podcast in general, maybe not the Doctor Who series, you would expect a certain character question at this time to take their temperature. But with Doctor Who, can't really do that. There's only a couple of characters at any given time, and one of them is really the same one, over and over and over with new faces. So we don't do the character question on the Doctor Who. We only...
It would just be the Doctor.
It would just be the... Yeah, right? You'd pick your favorite Doctor, and that's how it would work, which is boring. So...
Wrong!
We've already done that. It is 2. So what we're going to do is just go around the water cooler, identify yourself by your first name, remind us who we have on the panel, and do some disclaimers where appropriate. And then, who would you pick to be your favorite companion? Your favorite companion. And... Start.
Me.
Okay.
I wanted to go before Nick because I'm worried we have the same favorite companion.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
I'm married to Nick.
You are.
It happened.
It did.
And say my favorite companion?
That's right.
Donna Noble.
She says with much pride
I
and
love
smiles.
her so much.
I understand.
But I have a close favorite second, and I'll talk about that later.
Okay. Welcome back, Sarah.
It's really good to be here, Kylie. Thanks.
You're welcome.
I can go next.
Okay.
I'm Nick.
Hi, Nick.
I'm
Nick.
the person that is married to Sarah, like she said.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
And yeah, we have the same favorite companion.
It's true.
I mean, we do have a lot of things in common because of love and
Yeah.
stuff.
I
That's
kind of want to rewatch all the Doctor Who again, but right now it's Donna Noble. Bring her back.
Okay.
She's alive.
She is alive.
Yeah, not everyone can say that.
That's true. Well, welcome back, Nick.
Thanks.
I'm Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
You can't pick a favorite companion.
Out of more modern Doctor Who would be Jack Harkness easily. Classic Doctor Who, probably Romana or K9.
Huh.
K9. You're
Okay.
funny.
Welcome back.
Dynamics. No, I wanted
He
him
didn't
to
do
do
the
it.
He never does it.
I want him to do
He's
it.
stubborn.
Oh, the disclaimer?
Yeah.
Yeah, stop copping out. Okay, I will go next. I'm Hilary.
Hi, Hilary.
And Kyle is the hubby, and yes,
Yes.
and Kylie is the sister and the moderator. So who would be my favorite? That's really tough. I mean, can we count River Song as a companion?
Yes.
Okay, then River Song. It's really hard for me to
I
narrow
was gonna
things
say,
down.
when you're watching them, like,
I'm
you
literally
jump
having.
from one to the other.
I mean, she
depending on-
goes with him, so why not?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're married.
Nobody's going to stop us.
Whatever.
legit. I'm fine with that then.
Okay.
Yeah, if his granddaughter counts as a companion,
I
and
actually-
his wife does.
Also, really some people. I like Rose as well, so that would probably be my backup. A River Song.
I like Rose. Do people not like Rose?
I think
People
a couple.
like Rose.
I was gonna say, I think a couple people don't, but I still really love Rose. So, but I'd still say River Song. The end.
Welcome back, Hilary.
Hi, I'm Kristen.
Hi, Kristen.
Hi, I'm not related or married to anybody on this panel.
True.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yet. I
Still time.
Sharesies.
Maybe there's a distant cousin in our family.
Maybe I'm distantly related
We
to
got
somebody
brothers.
That's true.
We got single brothers.
Oh, that's for a different podcast.
Yep. Yep.
I'm just saying, don't discount it. You don't know the future. You're not the
wow.
doctor.
Speaking of the future, my favorite companion is actually from the past. My favorite companion is Rose Tyler, hands down. Second close favorites would be Donna Noble, because she's awesome, and then also Clara has kind of become
I also love Clara.
another. She's like my
What?
third. Clara.
Sorry.
Yeah, she's my third, but I'm Rose now and forever. So
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
as we're going through this, I'm like, I think I could do a top 5 now.
yeah, I do too.
It's a different
Yeah.
podcast. Or episode.
Jack Harkness would also be.
But
my
Kylie
top five.
loves her freaking list.
She does.
Captain Jack.
Captain
Captain
Jack.
Captain Jack.
I
Yeah.
didn't know his last name. We're on a first name basis.
I see.
As
I mean, he
is,
would be.
Yeah. I mean, everyone.
That's how things
Yeah.
work. with
That
Captain
is how
Jack.
he is.
Yeah.
He's very, yeah.
Welcome back, Kristen.
Thanks.
And I'm Kylie, and I'm moderating and participating. And oh boy, I made everybody do this. So I would probably put Rose first, Rory second,
Oh.
and River Song third.
All the R's.
Donna
Yeah.
and Jack would round out the 5.
Okay, I didn't know you were making
I don't
the top
really
five.
have enough exposure to classic companions to have enough favorites. Sarah Jane would be up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sarah Jane's
she's-
iconic.
She's like the longest companion.
Did you know that was my name?
I did know
Sarah
that.
I feel
Jane.
like I did, yeah.
She has a
We
robotic
don't
dog.
discuss it.
I do. Not. I have a robotic dinosaur, and that's about it.
That's close.
It is. It's almost better.
Bring that dinosaur into space.
Sarah Jean, she's pretty classic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, classic literally, and just, I mean, yes, classic.
Classic and iconic.
Yes, all of those things.
Has anyone watched her spinoff?
I did for a little
It
bit.
did, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's only like 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's short.
real short. But I mean, the episodes where the doctor shows up are really good.
I'd like to watch that.
So that's the
Segue.
That's the panel, and they've been here before. This is the same panel that reviewed the 2016 Christmas special. So they're back to talk about Series 10, Peter Capaldi's final season as the Doctor, as the 12th Doctor, if we're going by that numbering
Yes.
system. It's
Yeah,
very
it's
confusing.
The common
It's not
numbering
that
system.
confusing.
It's a little.
No.
So what did you think about series or season 10, depending upon which side of the pond you're on? What did you like? What didn't you like? Compare it to past seasons, including seasons under the other revival Doctors.
Guys,
Sarah.
guess what happened?
What happened?
I could understand Peter Capaldi this season.
Whoa!
I don't know if it's him. I don't know
The
if
TARDIS
it's
finally kicked in.
I knew. I got
But
I
did
feel
you
like-
have the subtitles on?
No.
No, I do feel
Good
like
for
I do
you!
feel like in these episodes he was less like
He toned down the
he-
sky.
Yeah.
because in the previous seasons, like he just shoots it all out as like one stream with no pause.
Yeah.
This one it was much more
Do you
like
think he
calculated.
listens to our podcast and was like, I gotta get through to that girl?
If you do, Peter Capaldi,
Thank
give
you.
us a call.
And thank
We
you.
love you.
Send us an email,
You're great.
couchpotatosunitepodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate
She's not on
you
Twitter.
making that accommodation for me because that was really nice. No, and as a result, I really enjoyed it. I was like,
It helps when you can understand the main
it
character.
does, and he didn't go too fast for me to like latch onto him. I enjoyed him this season.
This is my favorite season for Capaldi.
Me as well.
Agreed.
I definitely liked it better than the last one. The last one, there was very few episodes that were redeeming for me. So this one actually had some really good ones. So.
Explain your face.
Hilary, would you
Hilary
like to
and the
include
many
your
faces.
dissent?
It's just not, I mean, with everything that there's been, if we're just comparing it to the other season, I don't necessarily think it's better for me. No.
She didn't. She really focuses on her connection to the companions, and she just
Or
didn't really
just to
connect with
the
Bill.
character.
I didn't
in
really
general.
connect with Bill either.
I loved her.
I liked her.
Here's the
There were
thing.
times when I was
Now-
like, I just don't
I
know.
loved her so hard.
Hold
I
on.
loved her.
I didn't say I didn't like her.
Oh,
I didn't feel like
She just
I
didn't
have...
like the connection.
I do
him.
like her sass. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, naturally I like her sass. But I
She
mean, I
asked-
don't feel like... I just don't feel like I ever had that... Like, you feel when you're watching the other companions... You have some sort of, like, relatability with them or some connection with them. That's why we like Rose, I think. That's why we like Donna. Things like that. I don't feel like I had that as much with her, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just because she was so brief, or I don't know what it is. But for me, you know, when the things happened in this season, I didn't have that same emotional connection as I've had in the past with the other series of it and the other companions. Sorry.
I'm like the opposite of you. Isn't that weird how like different people? Well, that's the world.
Very philosophical.
I didn't connect to Clara, and I just wasn't that into her.
I loved her.
I really connected with her too.
But
I loved
I really liked Bill a whole lot, and she asked all the questions I wanted to ask.
Like what?
I can't remember.
Oh.
Because she was so new to all of this.
Yeah, and
like,
she
he was
was, like-
educating her on multiple things.
That's
But-
true.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
even from the get go, like she was asking him, like, why is it this and why
Yeah.
is it this? But
Yeah.
she wasn't.
She
doing
wasn't just
it,
accepting his explanation. She was asking why.
Yeah, like why do you have to do it like that?
Yeah.
That's the part of her that was fine. I just, like I said, I just didn't develop that same level of connection with her as I have the other ones in the past. I don't know what else to say about it.
Could it possibly because we had Nardole or Matt Lucas's also sidekick character?
But I liked him.
I like him too.
I like him too. I don't know. I just feel like maybe that's why I didn't connect with Bill as strongly
He's
as I
in my
have
top
other.
5.
Yeah.
Maybe I like all the companions. They're always my favorite.
I like
Except for
Bill.
Clara. I'm sorry, Clara. You're really pretty. I just couldn't.
I agree with Hilary's explanation that there's a connection point, I think, with companions, and that's why we were able to say, I like this person, I like this person. But I also look at the chemistry with the Doctor. I thought Bill's chemistry, or Pearl Mackey's chemistry with Peter Capaldi, was far better than his chemistry with Jenna Coleman.
Agreed.
But I
will
also
agree with
think
that, too.
his demeanor changed between those
It
seasons.
did.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's them, I think it's him. His demeanor changed. He's a completely different version of himself from when he first regenerated from Matt Smith. He was all over the place at first with Clara, and there's been changes in him from that point to...
He was a lot
When
harsher in like the earlier
Yeah.
Clara versus.
And-
Do you think it helped that he had his memory wiped when Clara
Sure.
went off with me?
I mean, it's just, sure. I mean, there's probably, that's part of the Doctor too, is that he evolves himself. That's part of it, but it's just he's not the same himself, so they couldn't have the same relationship. And in many ways, Clara got him to where he is now as the 12th Doctor. So,
Yeah, but at the same time, I think his changes are explained in the series, in this season. I think there is a running theme that gets capped off in the Christmas special, which we will talk about in a subsequent episode, which is the idea that he's kind of tired. He's old and tired, and he's got the washed out rocker thing going on, and I think he is harsher, more grumpy, but I also think you were watching him right after Matt Smith, who was not. So
but I
still
already
thought
knew he was
harsher.
but we already knew he was going to be. I mean, if you follow it, they said that he was going to be. So I knew what to expect. It's just that's the way he was written. So it was just different. I don't know. I just didn't have the same connection.
I mean, I don't know. Kyle hit the nail on the head for me. There was something different about his delivery that was easier for me to connect to and understand. So it was like a change in his personality, and
Maybe
thought
he was
Billy-
affected by Clara going away.
maybe.
And I thought, because he was not really exploring at the beginning, he was staying put. And I feel like,
Because of his promise.
and I feel like it was, what's the actress's name? Bill. No,
Pearl
the character
Mackey.
is Bill.
Yeah.
I feel like Bill brought him out more. I feel like that lighter, he was written different, and we saw
Yeah,
his
he was
more
written
positive,
different.
energetic character because of his relationship with Bill.
He was still very grumpy with Nardole. I
Nardo was trying to hold him back,
He was.
remind him of his promise.
Yeah. So I don't know. I liked her too.
Oh, good.
That's all I was. I just thought she was spunky, and I knew she was only going to be there the one season. That was kind of planned. So even though I didn't have the emotional connection, I guess I didn't expect more emotional connection either. I just knew she was going to be there for the one time. She surprised me, and then it was done.
Mm-hmm. She was spunky and very inquisitive, and I liked that because I don't have a good memory for some of this stuff, and so she would. I can't think of the examples, but she would just ask the question. I'm like, thank you for asking that because I don't know if I'm supposed to remember this person or not. So thank you for getting me up to speed.
I got a book that will help you with
I
that.
know you do. I know you do.
I will say I did like that his home base this season was the university, which is how he met Bill. I thought that was kind of a fun twist. Like that's how they met. Like she was auditing his classes because she
Yes.
worked in the cafeteria or something.
Serving chips.
Yes.
The English word for fries.
Yeah. And so I thought that was a really kind of a cool introduction. We've never met a companion in that way before, but I thought that was kind of neat where he had his home base and he had the TARDIS in his office and
Well, I
And there's
Oh,
pictures
that's
on
really
his
neat.
desk
yeah,
and all the
his
Sonic
first companions and
I
his
loved
wife.
that.
yeah,
all
the
his
little nod to the
screwdrivers.
past.
And he
yeah.
would talk to them and say, shut up. And you shut up too.
Yeah.
It was River.
Yeah,
the
in
main
his
two
head.
are River and
Susan.
Susan.
Who dat?
His
His
granddaughter.
From the very first.
Very
season.
Very first. The OG companion.
The one who weirdly they never mention, even though she's alive somewhere.
She's a Time Lord.
Wait,
I should
Time
bring her.
Like
know.
the first season
Time
of the
Lordess.
reboot or the first season?
The
Or
first
the very
season,
first
the
season.
OG.
Oh, yeah, I
Very,
wouldn't
very,
I wouldn't
very,
know that.
very,
Yeah.
very
I feel like
Because
we
he's-
looked it up because we weren't
Yeah,
sure.
because they have mentioned Barbara and Ian, who
Yeah.
were also in that first season
Yes.
as being
They've
married,
mentioned
and
them and-
they have unnaturally long lifespans. I think
Yeah.
they said
Yeah.
or something. But-
Because
Are they
anybody,
married now?
yes,
anybody exposed to the time
Yeah, they got
vortex
married.
lives longer. So.
I'm not further along in the first Doctor than I was when we last talked about it.
get on it, Kylie. So
They
much
keep
knowledge.
moving around
hard
classic
to find
Who
them,
episodes.
yeah.
They do.
See,
Well, and
it's-
there's huge chunks that are lost. You can't
Yeah.
find them anywhere.
Well,
but it's
they're-
still really hard to find
yeah.
them.
Yeah, that's why Wikipedia.
It's hard to find the
comes
ones
in
that are
handy.
available.
They have pieced together lost audio, especially
Yeah, I was
for
gonna say you can
Patrick
listen to
Troughton.
them, and then they've
And
animated
it's
them.
yeah, and against still frames that they've managed to preserve. But even still, all those episodes, I mean,
There's still a lot out there.
There's a
Yeah.
lot.
Well, and we may have talked about this before, but didn't they find like a big stash of them like in a random BBC broadcast station in
Did they
Africa
actually?
somewhere?
They
They
did.
did.
Because I feel
They're in
like that
rough
rumor
condition. They're
comes
trying
up
to
all the
restore.
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're trying to restore them because they're old too.
Well, they only found them because like a pipe leaked too, so they weren't
Yeah.
in the best area.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
They're out there.
Well, I think I don't know.
Well, even like big moments like the first Doctor's regeneration, they only had stills of that. Like
Well, I
big.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
They have clips. They don't have the full episode.
They have a clip because they aired it on a talk show once.
Yeah.
So that show had
Yeah.
their clip, and that was like the one way you could really see that.
So
But I
that-
also we talked about Bill and Nardole, but I like that feeling of more than one companion, which we have had with
Amy and Rory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I like
And
that it's
Rose
an
and Jack.
alien, a little different person.
Yeah.
I like that feel to it. It reminds me more of the classic Who.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
'Cause
plus
now
it
they
was
keep
funny.
doing modern
Yeah.
companions from the same short time frame in Earth.
They've almost all been human.
Yeah,
Well, it was Jack human?
Jack
Jack.
is-
He is human from a human colony on a different
Human
planet.
colony.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The Beauchene Peninsula.
Yeah.
The face of Bo.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
That's why I wanna rewatch it.
I still will never forget the first time I watched that episode. I was like,
And he mentions that to Rose.
Yeah.
And they just
I was
stop.
like, oh my god.
That is the best. That
Yeah.
is one of my. That one stayed with me because
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the traffic jam one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always
Yep.
think of that one.
And the weird cat nuns.
Yeah. The cat.
Yes.
New.
But it's so cool.
Plus 10.
Isn't it weird how some episodes like you just
Remember instantly.
remember so much?
Yes.
Like the one that I always remember is when they're in the afterworld
It's still on top.
and the
It's
people are
adjacent.
like, "Don't cremate me, don't."
Oh,
let them-"
gosh.
Yeah.
I always
That's
think of
with
that.
Danny Pink.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Danny.
Clara.
I hate that.
I
Yeah.
do think about that sometimes.
Me
Was
too.
it called 3 Words?
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
titles.
something.
Like that? No, I
I think
maybe
it-
that's a
yeah.
title, but that was the company.
3 words.
That,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I was
I
going
get
to bring
ya.
that episode up anyway because it
Still
was
freaks me
Cybermen
out.
and Missy, and
That's-
that's
yeah.
how this series.
I totally
started.
planned it.
Not a lot of that. Not a lot of Clara's episodes stick with me. The couple that stick with me are the one where she goes all through time and sees all the doctors,
Yeah.
and her very first one when they meet her on the ship,
Yes.
Souffle girl.
Souffle Girl. You know,
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. I forgot that was her.
Yeah. I like how they tied all that together, though. Then I feel like her character just kind of went off the rails. I wish they would have kind of ended it like
Was she the
Right there.
impossible girl?
Yes.
the
Yes.
Impossible
Yeah.
Girl.
because she split herself.
She jumped into the time thing, right?
Yeah,
If I'm
that's
Which was
right.
in every moment of like his life at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I would have done
She
that too.
always helped him.
She's the one who
Just
told him
when
to
he
steal the
needed it.
TARDIS. She's responsible for this
That's
whole
why I
mess.
love Clara. Just saying.
You can have her. She's yours.
As Sarah would say,
You can
your
call dibs.
feelings are valid.
Live your truth, Hilary.
That's right, girl.
As Hilary is wearing a Matt Smith 11th Doctor shirt right now for the listener
I'd
who
fight
can't
her
see
for
the
him.
video feed.
We can split him though. He's my
Have him. Please take him.
Kristen and I will be fighting over 10.
I mean, I'm happy with both.
You'll throw your hat in the ring on that
I mean, it's David Tennant. We've had this conversation.
one.
We love you, call us.
We know you're married, but we would just appreciate the
I mean,
conversation.
I am too.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. just a hug.
Yeah.
Fine.
I'd do that. So how'd you feel about the story structure of this season? This one kind of reverted back more to the Russell T Davies tried and true formula with just a couple of blacks, the 3 in the middle with the monks, and then the 2 at the end with the Cybermen. What did you think about that?
Monks. I looked that up. I don't remember that.
He's
They're
reading
the
the book.
aliens in the pyramid.
Oh yeah.
That was
I mean,
weird.
Me and
The monk
Kyle
one was
kind of
weird.
feel like some of these episode had beats of some of the other.
Series. Yeah.
Yeah.
Such as
Such
News
as-
to Date.
I mean, let's just talk about the fact that, like, Clara, at one point, you know, kind of, we realized that she's, like, become, like, a Dalek. I mean, and that's essentially kind of...
In the first episode, and then Danny Pink getting turned into a Cyberman.
That's
Mhm.
true.
And,
I mean,
and
there's-
then they repeated that with
Bill
Pearl,
got
and then
that.
Yeah.
the same with Clara, where
I
she
mean,
dies.
it's cool that they brought it
But
back
then
to,
they
like, the
give
original
her
Cybermen.
a happy ending
But
after
they-
she dies, and they
Yeah.
did literally the
The
exact
same
same
thing
thing
with Bill.
with Bill. Sorry,
I
like the same
didn't. You
Pearl.
guys, when Bill turned into a cyber person, I did not see that coming. Am I the only one? I was like, whoa!
I didn't know that
What's
the
wrong
old
with me?
version of the Master was hiding out on the ship.
Yeah,
I didn't either.
But I
I knew he was
suspected
supposed
that
to,
guy
like,
was
appear
bad.
for
Well, I
Yeah.
like the fact that they took the old goofy Cybermen and they made them scary.
Yeah, I did too.
Like,
Yeah.
And they
that was cool.
explained why
They
they
ex-
looked that way
yeah.
too.
And explain their evolution, which was cool.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, there was a lot of nods to classic stuff, like old classic stuff, which is
Yeah.
cool. That's
Yeah.
the part about
Yeah.
this season that I liked. But,
But the
there
repeated
was
story bits, I think that's kind of why we're happy
More
that they're
meta.
moving in a new direction. It feels like they're running out of
Because,
steam creatively.
like
Yeah,
even
agreed.
the emoji robots, which kind
I
of
like that.
It felt like the one. It felt like the one with the
With
quarantine
Amy
planet
Pond.
with Amy Pond and the robots that try to touch you.
Yeah.
and
It's
I
all-
don't
Yeah,
remember any of this.
Well,
you
that's
know?
why
It's
it
good.
doesn't-
It
okay.
pays to be old, I guess.
You're not old. You're like 2 years older than us or something.
No, but thank you.
You're not old. Are you younger than Kylie?
I don't want to answer that.
So she is younger. Kylie's the oldest.
But then I
That's typical for these lately.
Kylie
Yeah.
can just
Thank
cut
you.
that out. So
Editing magic.
I don't.
Just own it.
I don't remember
yeah.
any of those episodes. So it's for me. It was like,
Well,
oh,
so see, that's
that was
why
good.
it kind of was a little bit more. I mean, because I was excited for the newness of Pearl Mag, and maybe that's again the issue is that they're kind of running out of ideas, so they kind of use some similarities. And
Or a
it's not-
correction, Stephen Moffat is running.
Yeah.
with ideas.
Moffat.
Which we've all been saying for a little while, but I mean, I think that's where most of the main issues came
Well,
in.
even
for
the
me.
one like where the monks take over, like it still
It's-
felt like the one with Amy and Rory, where it was the silence and there's
Yeah.
the
That's what I'm
alternate,
saying.
and only
It's
the
all
doctor
the same
remembered
thing.
the.
It's like
Yeah.
I've watched these episodes before, but they were better with the other characters. Sorry, that's
Yeah.
just my opinion.
I'll agree with that.
But I mean, the
Okay.
Cybermen
It's just 'cause you don't
finale
remember.
and then the Christmas special, though, it elevated it to me because I was starting to like lose interest mid-season.
Which we'll talk about the Christmas special subsequently. But
So that last episode where they're stuck in different time thingums on the ship.
Because of the black hole.
Someone explain it eloquently. Go ahead.
they're on in the event horizon of a black hole.
Yeah, so
The one
the
closer to the gravitational pull of the black hole, the time moves very, very slowly.
Right. I really liked that episode
Okay.
a lot. Am I the only one that liked it?
I like this.
I loved it.
Oh, good.
I didn't dislike it. I just
I loved it because John Sim was back. I loved him.
I just thought the emotion was so good. How she was like, I waited and waited and waited.
She sacrificed herself, which is kind of hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter Capaldi offered one of the kids a jelly baby, like Fourth Doctor.
Again,
Yeah.
lots of classic references.
Yeah, lots of callbacks.
I mean,
just
because
thought that
obviously
was so-
they constantly, or at least before they were constantly referencing the previous Doctors of the newer Doctors, but now they're,
Well-
I feel like more than the other three, there was a lot of callbacks
Yeah.
to the classic.
I'm also just glad that they filled in that gap between the Master charging in to fight Razalon from way back and how he ended up from there to Missy. So actually them filling that in right before they kill her off was at least nice that they filled in her lifeline, so to speak.
How did we feel about the interactions between the Master, John Sim, and Missy?
I enjoyed it.
Loved it.
And it just
absolutely
shows
loved
how
it.
much he changed her.
Yeah, I don't want to lose Missy.
I know.
I
I love
like
her.
And
I
she-
love Michelle Gomez
She
so
did.
much.
I
Right?
mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, I still prefer I still prefer evil goatee Master over Missy.
Why?
I like all versions of the character, really.
Yeah.
She was gonna betray him, so he killed her, right?
Well,
Well,
he didn't want
He didn't
a
want
good version of.
himself.
He also
Existed.
thought who else? He thought it was poetic justice that he would stab himself in the back, and that's
Yeah.
how it would end.
She
He has a
started
weird
by
sense of
stabbing
humor.
him,
I mean, that's like
and
the
then
perfect.
Yeah.
He
He
shot
does.
her.
And
So do we
destroyed
think-
all the regenerations,
Yeah.
which I don't know what that means.
Do we buy that?
I mean, the Master's lost his regenerations 3 times. in the
So
series.
no?
He's been
Good.
executed by the Daleks. He's come back as a zombie, so the Master will always come back at some point. They'll give him a little break for a couple of years, but they'll bring him back.
Just do it well.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll appeal to the
He's
Time
so
Lords
curious.
and they'll just beam some energy through that interdimensional plane thing like they did for the Doctor. I don't know.
But
I don't
nobody's
understand
really
it.
dead anyway because they can just be a past self
Yeah, exactly.
in
Yeah,
the
coming
future,
back.
right?
You can
That's
see
true.
it.
I get real
Yeah.
confused about it, and then I just don't think
It
too
sounds
hard.
like you got a firm grasp.
Well,
I mean, sometimes with the
Fake
Master
it till you make it.
I kind of, and I watch a lot of Star Trek, so I understand temporal mechanics.
Fair enough.
Parallelisms.
Well, and sometimes they
Yeah.
don't even try to explain it, because during the 8th Doctor's TV movie, the Master died definitively, and then he was back, and they're just like, oh, Time War. He's back. So sometimes they get lazy and they don't even explain it.
Don't get lazy, Chris Chibnall, who will be running the show.
Don't be lazy when you first start.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
It's your
I
job.
don't think he will. But again, we will
We'll
discuss
talk that.
that in the next episode.
Yeah.
That's
We're
true.
gonna give you a
It's your
chance.
one job.
Did you talk about the story structure beyond not liking
No.
the monks so much or
I
whatever?
kind
On
of liked
the
it.
beats?
Because last season with Clara, it was all like 2-part episodes.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it just felt better. Like I like the story of the week format with Doctor Who. I feel it's much more accessible, even when they do have an overall arc to their season. I kind of like the Monster of the Week. I really like
I
the
always
Russell.
liked those
I really
too.
like Russell T Davies as the showrunner for the first 4 seasons, 4.5 if you count all the David Tennant special years. I liked that format. So kind of having that callback was nice in that aspect.
I liked it too. I think that because of Kyle, you already kind of pointed out that it sort of felt recycled and dragged a little bit. I think if it weren't for the fact, I think if they did something else with the story structure and not so much focus on a monster of the week, it would have been worse. I think that added to a pacing element for it, which helped.
It felt fresh with Bill because she was so wide-eyed by everything.
I agree. Any favorite episodes or least favorite episodes?
I think I pretty much already said the two Cybermen, the finale, those were
Your
my
favorite?
favorites easily.
Me too.
Yeah, I agree.
Me too.
The last few were great.
They were good. Yeah, I liked them.
And the entire season is building up towards that, like everything with the hints about Missy. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's
Yep.
just a big crescendo for Capaldi.
I didn't love the light one with the Scotland and the
Eaters of Light with the Night Legion
bug thing.
and
Yeah.
the pigs.
I didn't hate it,
Forgettable.
but it wasn't like,
It
was
doesn't
just
stick
alright.
with you.
yeah.
It's kind of a throw.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
That's the one. So they go back to Roman times Scotland because Bill's convincing the Doctor that she knows where the lost
They're
Ninth
underground.
Legion
But
of
they
Roman
didn't even
Army
look
did.
for Rory.
No, I know. That's what I thought. That's okay.
They're like
He probably
underground
wasn't
hiding.
available.
Because the whole thing gets wiped out.
Because there's a giant locust that comes through and apparently absorbs the sunlight.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I did like the Mars one. That was good.
The Mars one was
It
good.
was okay.
And it reintroduced
That
the
was-
Ice Warriors.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Or introduced for the first time to me.
Well, I mean,
Okay,
they're a
then.
classic villain, but they really haven't. They've only popped up like 2 or 3
Few
times
times,
in
yeah.
like this entire span, and even then, their mythology and their culture is barely explored. So
I liked it. I thought it was good.
I liked the horror movie aspect of Knock Knock.
I did.
That
too.
And
was-
the
that was a
twist
good episode.
I mean, not that it wasn't a huge surprise that that was her
Yeah.
son. Her
Yeah.
son all grown up, but I enjoyed it.
I like the fact that they had Hercule Poirot. doing
Yes. Yes.
it. It was nice to see him again. For those who like to
Mhm.
follow the
He's wonderful. I love him.
I
Oh,
enjoyed
I did
it.
not realize that was him.
You didn't? I had like a huge fangirl moment when he came out. I'm like, oh, it's Poirot! Yeah, I'm a big Agatha Christie nerd, so
Yeah.
seeing him was like icing on top of the cake.
It's an
for that
actor
episode.
that played that.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
for
That's
many,
not
many,
a real
many
person.
years.
No,
We have
it's not.
some
It's
of
an
those
Agatha
DVDs.
Christie character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could put him in with.
Okay.
I enjoyed the oxygen one.
That was okay.
Where they're on a ship and then she takes her helmet off and you think she's gonna die, but she remembers science.
It wasn't my favorite episode. I enjoyed it. I really liked the sci-fi idea of us getting to a point where oxygen is currency.
Yeah.
And then he's blind.
That was an interesting
That's true.
concept.
We didn't talk about that.
He was blind for a minute. Well,
Well, it's an interesting concept just to think about the Doctor having to be blind.
But I mean, they establish he can use his regeneration energy to heal himself if he needs to, and heal others. Like when he fixed
right,
River's
but that's
wrist.
not what happened.
I know it should, that's what should have happened. I mean, you'd think it'd be an easy fix, but
Yeah. Well, you know,
There was something
a
about
lot of the Doctor Who.
I was gonna say
continuity keeps getting
they have to
changed.
ignore a lot of his Time Lord biology for the plots, but
But they also said that whatever he did might not be a permanent fix, and if he did, I thought if he used too much of the energy, might mean it was his last regeneration.
If he does it externally for somebody else, if he uses it on himself.
Yeah, it's if it's for
different.
somebody else. That's why River Song yells at him so much when he,
Uses it on, like,
Her arm.
Yeah.
or like when
And
the
the
master,
angels
when
take
he went
that
crazy and he was shooting it out of his hands to kill people, and
She
that's
was
why
like,
he
how
used up all
dare you
his
do
energy.
that?
Yeah, I was trying to look at which I think is my least favorite, and I gotta go with the emoji robots. I think that one was my least favorite, just because I thought it was ham-fisted.
Well, and the ending of, I just made them forget they want to kill you.
Yeah.
Like, that
Yeah.
doesn't seem like a permanent
just so
fix. That seems like a
lame.
band-aid.
It's just, yeah.
And that one went pretty slow. Like, it took a
did
long
feel
time to
slow.
build to the climax of that episode, so I
I
just
feel like
thought,
they just came up with the emoji robots and wrote a plot around it.
Pretty much.
They were like, we're just trying to be somewhat trendy-ish.
Yeah,
For the
they're
kids.
putting it in the now. He made a lot, the doctor made a lot, well, actually they both did, especially when Bill started talking about movies, but a lot of pop culture references that apparently the doctor's getting hip to, which I thought was funny and cute. So, speaking of the blindness, that actually was the segue into the monks, which I think are a new version maybe of an older alien, I don't know, but they're new.
As far as I know, they're new.
Yeah. So, they come in first in Extremis. They have that simulation, which was a weird episode where everybody was a simulated character. And then Bill makes a deal because the doctor is blind and he ends up, so the monks are going to take over the earth because they think the earth's going to be destroyed. And we find out the earth's going to be destroyed because of a bio accident that happens in some random chemical lab in some random British laboratory. And that gets out. It's apparently some sort of toxic agent, and the doctor figures out that's where it is and tries to go stop it from destroying the world, and gets caught in the room where it's going to, I guess, be destroyed or whatever, and he's trying to do a combination, but he's blind, and Bill sacrifices the freedom of the earth by making a deal with the monks, which she must do from a point of love and not fear or some other way of being coerced. She has to give freely. So out of love for the doctor, she convinces the monks, or makes a deal with the monks, for them to take over the earth while the doctor's blindness is cured and he can save his own life. Which then leads to the next two episodes, which were all about how they were basically like Nazis. So, what did you think of that trio of episodes? Because it was, a good chunk. That's 1/4 of the season.
It started off really intriguing, but there were it's weird to sacrifice all of Earth for the life of someone who will just regenerate.
Yes.
So that made
Wait,
it...
did she know? She didn't know.
I don't think she did know, actually.
Okay. Not
I
that
think
that makes
there's
it any better. I don't think she knew that he regenerated.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But it still just made it... No, don't. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
And it had to be pure.
Yeah.
Right.
Out of love. So
I didn't mind those episodes, but they weren't as strong as you would like for basically a 3-parter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree. I didn't think it needed to be 3 parts.
No, not at all.
No, because we definitely treaded people being enslaved on Earth. And,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wasn't
I
that
mean-
during the time of Donna Noble?
Yeah, the master
grandfather,
took
yeah.
over, and
Yeah.
then they had to go change it.
I feel
There's
like
nothing.
same
there's
thing with
not a lot-
Martha having to travel the whole
This is what I'm saying.
Earth
Yeah.
There's
telling
not
people
a
of the
lot
doctor to
of-
get their
again,
memories back.
I just feel like there's not a lot of originality in this season. I mean, it's like you just haven't seen the other episodes for a while, so you don't think about it until you start pointing out the comparisons. But that's for me why it just wasn't as engaging as it could have been. That's the way I feel about it. Like, it's not like they're bad, they're just not great. And so ultimately you end up feeling like it's a little more forgettable in the grand scope of Doctor Who universe.
Perhaps. I just think from a relativity standpoint in Peter Capaldi's 3 seasons, I probably like this one a little bit better.
It was way more enjoyable.
Compared to 9, 10, and 11, though, it doesn't hold a candle.
No.
If you just don't think that hard about it and you just want something to watch, I think it's fine. Because that's basically how I watch everything. I don't remember what's anything's happening.
Well, I do remember things, so it's hard for me. I can't just not remember stuff.
I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, like, for people that just are just watching it like, oh, I just want to watch an hour of television, they probably liked it fine.
I haven't heard
Alright.
anyone if fans really like this series or not.
I've seen almost no chatter about it at all, and normally there's
Forgettable.
I mean, I
Maybe
think most
we're
people
gonna
are
start
said
the
like
chat.
it was fine.
Yeah,
I know
that's
a
what
lot
I'm
of people
saying.
liked the Christmas special,
That's-
mostly because of the two Doctor interaction. But
there was way more chatter about the choice for the 13th Doctor than there was about the last Doctor's last season.
Mhm.
So
But
It really
well,
overshadowed.
And yeah, we'll talk about that. But it's a big change this time.
it is a big change. So what did you think about the story arc, which was basically Master Missy wants to get better, wants to be good, wants to be friends with her friend the Doctor again. And she's going to be executed, but the Doctor trickerates and partially because River Song threatened Nardole, who threatened him, to get the Master / Missy out of there, but then promises to imprison her in a vault for 1,000 years that he will watch over. What did you like about that?
she played it well, but like if you watch all the Master episodes from the 70s till now, it just like he's so irredeemable. Like he's done so many horrific things and killed millions of people. So
I
it's
don't
like
want him to be a good guy. I want
yeah.
him to be evil.
Mm-hmm.
Or her. I don't care. I want the Master to be evil. It's more fun.
Well, maybe he snuffed her right at the point where she tried, but it'll never happen again because, she's snuffed.
Maybe.
We don't know. It's Doctor Who.
I feel like it's a pretty original storyline for the Master, though.
Yeah.
It is different.
And to basically end the Master with it, so that you're not stuck with for all the episodes where she was good or trying to be good, you never knew if there was a turn, if she was playing the Doctor.
Or playing her prior version of herself.
So I thought it was really enjoyable to watch, and I really liked Missy.
I like Missy too. But I like the character, we've said that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What would you like to see the next series focus on? We will talk about the Doctor herself in the next episode, but do you have any questions at the end of this series, even though they kind of wrapped up Peter Capaldi pretty well?
Knowing what I know about the next series, I don't think we'll see anything with Nardole at
Correct.
all, but
Yeah.
they left it like he's alive, he's on that ship, and I
Yeah.
don't think there's any way he can get off. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't have minded seeing him again.
Yeah, come on. You just gonna leave him there? That bugged me.
Well, I mean, the nice thing though, when they do a new showrunner, it is literally starting fresh. I mean, there wasn't a ton of carryover from Russell T Davies to Stephen Moffat, except for like River Song was the big one because
Yeah.
Stephen Moffat created her to carry her through. But with Chris Chibnall, I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but they've said that they're not going to bring anything back. It's going to be all brand new. Like we're not going to see the Daleks next season. We're not going to see the Cybermen. They're not going to keep pulling all these classic people back. It's going
See,
to
I'm
be brand
mixed
new.
on that because
I
I want
feel
fresh
pretty
ideas,
conflicted.
but at the same time, when you have a show
You
with this
can't
huge
just
mythology,
you can't ignore it.
picking and
And I don't
choosing.
think they're going to
is-
ignore it. I think he just is going to start something new. I don't know.
We'll see.
We
how
won't know
it
till we
plays
see.
out.
Yeah.
We'll see how it plays out. Though I'm in Kyle's camp that way. I also agree that they need some fresh ideas. I think Chris Chibnall will bring a new tone to it for sure.
I mean, have you seen the new logo?
I don't know if
yeah.
I've seen the new logo.
It's
I know
yeah,
they're
everything
changing
is
the
new.
opening titles.
Everything.
Yeah.
There's another new logo. There's new titles and whole new look and feel.
They better
and
keep the
tone.
theme song. That's my excitement.
It'll probably just be a new take on it, like they've done in the past.
Okay,
But
that's fine.
yeah, it'll be interesting.
I just don't want them to change so much so it's not Doctor Who. Like
Agreed.
it still needs to have
Yeah.
some of it.
That's kind of the point of the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So,
don't alienate
the
the fan
aliens.
base. Yeah.
Just kidding. Don't alienate the fan base. That's true, and it will be.
Plus, I mean,
A
British
very
people like
tenuous-
their traditions. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You're
Especially-
stereotyping,
Especially
but that's true.
when it comes to this.
Okay, well,
yeah.
I wish Spency was here so he could say
Spency?
something. Yeah, totally.
He'll love that.
I know. I'm totally doing it because he's not here.
And he'll never listen to this
He'll
episode.
never listen
He
to
also
them.
doesn't watch stubbornly the revival of Doctor Who. He only likes 4.
Well, that's just, I mean, of course everyone likes Tom Baker, but there's so much of it. How can you ignore all of it but just him? But anyways, Spencer, I'm sure he would agree with that statement. He's traditional.
Convenient. Sure.
You're right. He would be opposite just to be opposite.
That's right. Let's just be real here.
He's lived in America for 25 years now,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
so he's very contrary. He's picked up our habits. So there you go.
I
Fair
think
enough.
that's an accurate read. So, who will miss Bill? Not
I'll miss
Hilary.
her.
Yeah.
I will.
I think it'll depend on
Again,
the next companions.
Yeah.
didn't say I didn't like her. I just definitely she's not going to be on my favorite list.
Okay.
The end.
Will you miss her? Because that's really the question.
Well, she doesn't know her personally.
Yeah.
So,
Will you miss Bill? Like being on the show?
No.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts about who next companion should be?
I have no idea. With all the talk of the newness, I have no idea where he's going to go with it.
Yeah,
it
'cause
seems like there's going to be a couple.
There's
yeah.
three.
I mean, I've seen pictures of them, but I have no
Three,
idea
like in
where
the
they will
first
come
Doctor's
from. Or,
first season?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
3 companions, 1 girl and 2 guys.
Well, because we can't have more girls than guys.
Well, it's even.
Yeah, it's
On the
even
charts.
now.
It's 2 and 2 now.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
just
saying.
like-
we can't have more
Right.
women on a show than men.
Yeah,
guys.
just like in the original, the very, very first Doctor Who, it was 2 female companions and 1 male, with a male doctor.
That's true.
What?
Look, here's the thing about Bill. I'm gonna miss her because I really liked her delivery. I thought she was funny. I thought there were a lot of unique things about her. She was poor. She was trying to go to college. She was a foster child. She was the first gay character because they're not counting Captain Jack. They said he was.
He's all
Pansexual.
Yeah, as well he should be.
Right.
But
He lives a long time.
I think they packed a lot of like punch into her. But I wish she could stay.
To me, her storyline just wasn't nearly as epic as like Rose's or
Amy and Rory.
Rory's. Like, so to me, she was okay, but she just didn't have any of those like big
she's just
moments.
okay.
She served her purpose and did what they wanted her to do, right? They only planned on it being 1 season.
Yep.
And I thought she did everything she could with it, and I enjoyed her inquisitiveness.
And I get with the new people coming in. One of the things I kind of like keeping a companion, at least to help guide the Doctor in the new regeneration.
Somebody who knows him while he's figuring out himself when he's changing.
But when the showrunner went from Russell T Davies to Stephen Moffat, it was a hard stop.
Right.
You know, and that's
So
what
I
they're doing for
understand
this
it,
too.
but-
It's what they've done.
Well, and I like that she's not going to be there because they're not going to try to do a romantic thing with her and the Doctor, who's now a female. Well, because I always hate when they do that. It gets awkward. You did it one time.
That's maybe another reason why I liked her, is that there was just no possible way that was going
Right.
to happen.
Yeah,
That's
that's
true.
what
I
I'm trying
That's
to
why I
like
like
that.
Donna
Yeah,
a lot,
because it's
too.
good to
Yeah, they
have the
didn't have to.
It's good to have the diversity, but they didn't try to force anything,
Yeah.
which was really nice.
And they won't be able to now because she's gone. So it won't be
Yeah.
like a weird, oh, the Doctor is a woman now. Ooh, I
Yeah.
love you.
Classic big bads this season included the Daleks, the Cybermen, Master, of course, and the Ice Warriors. What did you think about seeing the repeat? I mean, we've seen many of these repetitively, except the Ice Warriors. What did you think about that?
I had to go back and look up who Rusty the Dalek was because I did not remember that episode at all.
Why don't you tell us?
Enlighten us.
Yeah, I had a
That's
hard
from one
time
of the
remembering.
early Capaldi ones where he shrinks down and he goes inside of it. It's called Inside the or Into the Dalek.
Oh, from that
And it was a very
one.
forgettable episode, so it's
Yeah.
kind of weird that like okay
He's just there hanging out.
they called back to that episode and not something earlier because he's interacted with so many Daleks. I didn't even remember that Dalek existed.
Me neither.
I was like, did that have something to do with
Well,
Cloud?
and they made it like a big reveal too, and he's like an old friend, and he's like
I know.
Rusty, and I'm like, okay.
That's how I feel about everything, so I just was like,
Yeah.
oh, I
I mean,
totally know who that is.
I didn't remember that's where Rusty was from, but I'm like, oh, I'll buy it. Whatever. He's friends with Rusty. Cool. I just kind of went along with it.
You did a Sarah on that.
I did a Sarah on that one.
I like that Rusty was trying to destroy the other Daleks. That was fun.
I do like when the Doctor was like, prove that you're not gonna kill me.
And
And he
throws
shot
gun.
his gun out.
The whisk
This
flew
isn't
away.
a Christmas special, I should add.
Yeah,
Which we're
it is.
Oh, this
talking
is?
about.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're
I
just
was
so
like,
anxious
I'm
to
not-
talk about it.
You're gonna have to wait and talk a little bit more about the Series 10.
I've said in past recordings, I get tired of the same villains over and over. Like, I never really found the Cybermen that scary. To me, they were just like watered down Borg, so I didn't really care.
Everything comes
But I
back
didn't
to
know the
Star Trek.
history of like what their thing, you know what I'm saying? So Nick explained to me, he's like, well, they were scary because, and then I'm like, oh,
They're like Daleks that can walk upstairs.
right. And like at first I didn't think, like, when I first started watching this, I didn't think the Daleks were scary. I'm like, all they do is yell exterminate and try to shoot you. Can't you just hide?
When were the Borgs introduced? I
Next
know.
generation.
Q brought them back from the.
I'm not
Delta
saying
Quadrant.
that they're look,
But-
Hilary,
They
listen.
assimilated and they
listen
made
to me.
Picard a Borg and he was called Locutus.
I'm not saying that they're not copied off this. That's not what I'm saying. I'm
No,
just
I know.
saying, to me, from my point of entry, I was like, oh, they're
Oh,
like
they're like
the
the Borg.
Borg, but they're not like quite
Yeah.
as adaptable to me. So
The
I
Borg
they
are
look
far
all-
scarier. Just
You don't
the
So yeah,
concept.
Borg are essentially, if you
Zombie.
took, zombies and
Yeah.
Cybermen and ants and mixed them together.
Plus virus capacity. They spread. They keep assimilating. They get bigger.
But it just
they-
goes to show you too, because they are. I mean, I feel like they had to have been somewhat inspired by the Cybermen. The whole idea that they're going from planet to planet, upgrading people.
probably.
So it just shows to show you how influential Doctor Who is.
Yeah.
Agreed. Well, and Doctor Who premiered 3 years before the original Star Trek, which premiered in 1966.
It did. So, I don't know. I never... This helped me. I think the Cybermen in this season, it helped me to see, like, those men in the hospital,
Yeah.
and they were, like, screaming, and they were in pain, and then they just turned it down. They just turned it off. Like, I was like, oh, my God, what's going to happen? What's going to happen with them? And then they were the Cybermen. I liked it. It made me feel more, like, connected to that
Yeah.
villain.
Well, I
personally.
agree, and like, because I like the classic Who. They're two different races of Cybermen,
Yeah.
and we haven't seen the original Cybermen in like 20 plus years. And they've had the newer version, which wasn't as interesting to me.
Yeah.
Even though the other ones look goofier, but they made a really great explanation for why they look like that. So it just added to the. Well, now when I go back and watch the old episodes, they're more interesting to me.
Yeah, I like when they build on the old mythology and flush it out a little bit more. That's what I appreciated about that too. And I don't know a lot about classic versus revival, but the fact that we had a backstory for them was interesting. And I like when they do those little twists, like Bill happens to be one of the first ones, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That just shows that they're sort of paying attention sometimes.
Well, it's just sad and scary, and she was waiting, and then
She was waiting.
stupid master ruins everything.
He does, man. She does, man.
Shim.
They.
Shim.
They.
They're not gender fluid.
Well, they can pick their pronoun.
They can.
So that was the question. I answered it.
You did. No one else did.
We contributed.
Yeah,
I'm glad they kept the Daleks to a minimum. I mean, I think it's important when we see them because they're the very first ones, but they are basically lit up tin cans.
Yeah.
Well, and
People
I
love
feel
them.
like the episode with Capaldi where he meets young Davos was such a good Dalek episode that
It was.
I was fine with that being it for the Daleks for a while.
Yeah, same. That's one thing I think I am looking forward to about the next season is that we're not going to have the Daleks and the Cybermen again. Like, I do like seeing them, and again with Kyle saying they're an important part of the mythology of the show, and I completely agree with that. But I need a break. I want something new, so I'm ready to.
And they've come up with some pretty fun new
Mhm.
ones.
Yeah.
For
Or even,
revival.
maybe they'll even do something that hasn't been explored, like the Ice Warriors. Maybe they'll find another villain like that and use them instead. Something that isn't as common. But yeah, I'm ready for a change from the traditional big bads.
I'd like them to bring back the Silence. I felt they were underutilized and pretty scary.
How many did they do with them? 2 or 3?
Couple, not a lot. And it was a pretty interesting concept and still scary. And the Weeping Angels are scary, but also Don't Blink is so awesome.
It's one of the best episodes.
So I don't know.
Is that the one with Carrie Mulligan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Her first television role.
Oh, and you're like, why am I watching this? Who's this person? Are we watching the wrong thing?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. That's a really good one.
But even then, the next one, or the one with River on the planet, full
Yes.
of them. Because they used them in a completely
Different
different
way.
Is that the library?
No, that was.
It's this planet, and there's all these. It's like tombs, but they realize all the statues in it are weeping angels
looks
that
like
are
that
healing
actually
themselves.
freaked me out.
Yeah, that was.
When I realized that was.
Yeah, because that was
I
with.
like, "Ah!"
That was an Amy and Rory.
Yeah, they were
Yes.
trying to turn
episode.
Amy
And
into
that
an
was a
angel.
big budget.
Yeah.
Like that episode
Yeah.
was felt very epic.
Yeah.
And
It did.
completely opposite from like the very claustrophobic horror episode.
Mm-hmm.
So it just goes to show you how you can take those villains and put a new spin on them.
Evolve them.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. So they should find more of those and make up some more.
I'd like to see more Time Lords.
I would like to see
They
more
brought
Time
back
Lords
they brought
too.
back Gallifrey, and they haven't really utilized it to its max potential.
And are they still stuck in that time box where they shot the regeneration energy at the 11th Doctor, but they were still behind?
They
the
got
thing?
out. They're at the
They
end of
got out,
time,
yeah.
All right, I forgot.
waiting
that
waiting for
episode.
the right time to come back to the galaxy at whole.
Come
Well,
back
they're
to
just
the
out there
galaxy.
waiting.
Because there's so much more they could do with them in the revival that they haven't done.
Oh,
'Cause
agreed.
We thought they was all blown up. So that's what the Doctor thought for a long time. because he was the one who regrets and the one who forgets.
Yeah. I mean,
Yay,
that's the big
50th.
question is what's his standing with them? Because, I mean, he took over for Razalon at the end of season 9, but then he also stole Clara and ran away. So where does he sit with them now?
This is a valid question, and I agree. I would like an answer.
Which it doesn't sound like we'll get in the
We
next
will
season.
not get an answer ever, probably.
Ever.
Maybe not ever. I don't know. We don't know what Chris Chibnall's gonna do.
That's true.
He's a madman.
In a box.
Where do we know him from? Like, what has he done before this?
Broadchurch,
I knew it
which
was
was
something.
spectacular.
And if that's any indication, it's going to get dark.
It might.
We might
We
cry a
don't know.
lot.
I hope not.
I was just making.
I mean, I did in the other Doctor Who, but for different reasons.
I did when David Tennant died.
I don't want to
He
go.
didn't want to go.
Can't even watch that scene without getting
No.
upset.
Yeah, and then Evil Moffat
Can't
making
even
that
think
his
about it.
second set of last words. Oh, Moffat.
Or him saying he's burning up the sun.
Burning up the
Your
sun.
son
that's
just
what
to
I was
say
going.
goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I don't want to go.
We're all pinging back.
Yeah. Final words.
Piggybacking off
Hearts,
all of it.
hearts.
He's always
What
Sarah
does
doesn't
that mean?
remember.
It means that
Hearts.
we just love him so
David
much that
Tennant.
we have
What
hearts
is it?
coming out of our Bible.
Oh, are you just doing
That's
emoji?
actually technically Kylie
Hearts.
started it, and then
Yeah.
like
She
we've all
doesn't
just
do
We've all
Jessica
kind of
Jones
jumped on it.
or any other David
Yeah.
Yeah.
show.
Imagine
So that's not a slang that I
Okay,
just don't know.
No,
No,
just
that's
CPU
it's
slang.
it's a
Sarah, I have an example. Think about Scott Bakula.
Yeah.
There you go. Then you
Hearts,
do the
hearts,
hearts.
hearts.
Then you say, and you with your fingers, you
Yes.
make a heart thing.
Not
I understand the
Oh.
love. I just didn't understand if this was a real thing or we made that up. Or
We
what.
made that up.
Okay, that's bad.
And
Wow.
the podcast audience loves it.
I
And
know.
it's a
Because they
running
can see
joke.
it.
They can say, that's why we say it. Hearts,
Hearts, hearts, hearts.
hearts.
This episode has gone off the rails a little bit.
That's okay.
People love
David,
this.
Yeah. And David
I
Tennant
love it.
gets talked about even
So
when he's
much.
not on the show we're talking about.
He
He
gets brought
does.
up every podcast. It doesn't matter what
It doesn't
thing
matter
is.
what we're
No.
Especially if Kristen, Hilary, and I are on the panel.
We're talking about Luke Cage. David Tennant.
Hey, but it ties in
We
with
do
Jessica Jones. It ties in.
That loud.
I mean,
We do.
Oh.
Any show we
know.
go, oh, he's just not as good a villain as David Tennant.
Hearts, 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 hearts.
I don't like him on that
It's
show.
terrible. He's such a good actor.
Well, and he's gonna play.
How can you not be in love with him?
He's gonna be the
'Cause I'm in love
devil
with Nick.
character in Good Omens that comes
I'm
out
in love
next
with
year,
him.
and it's gonna
I
be
will
so
be
good.
watching that. I've read
know
that book
that show.
twice.
Oh, yeah, Amazon Prime, Good Omens. It's filming right
It's
now.
a book written by Neil Gaiman and Terry
Terry
Pratchett.
Pratchett.
Highly recommended. It's really funny. It's
Who dey?
British authors of fantasy. Terry's dead now.
Neil Gaiman has written a handful of Doctor Who episodes, actually.
Oh.
He's awesome.
He's
He
pretty
wrote
well
Stardust
renowned as
Yeah.
modern.
and American Gods. I think those are the ones that made
Those are
it.
the
Yeah,
big
those
ones.
are pretty big. Yeah.
Claire
The
Danes
episode,
and-
The Doctor's Wife, where the TARDIS gets put into a human form.
That's Neil
He
Gaiman.
wrote
Which
that.
is like
Yeah.
an
You don't
awesome
remember.
episode.
That
Did
was
you
Matt
that
Stone.
was
wish
so
really
good.
hard?
See, we need to rewatch these.
Yeah,
We can't. They're nowhere.
Aren't they on Amazon Prime?
not anymore.
Do you have a
The
Blu-ray
revival's
player?
Amazon Prime.
Is it? It's not on.
Yeah.
It hasn't
All
been
the
That's what we
transferred.
just
to
watched.
Yeah.
This newest one on. The Christmas episodes
The
are not
classics
on.
are not on Prime.
No.
And
Oh.
the Christmas specials are the 0 episode of the next season. So they'll
It's
release.
weird.
They'll release series 11 with this Christmas special attached to it. So if you go to the
It's so
beginning
backwards.
of 10,
Sometimes
you'll find
they
the
do the
2016
Christmas
one.
specials separate though.
Not often. Not on Prime.
I mean, oh, I see. You're meaning streaming, right?
yeah, on Amazon. That's how they do it.
It's so much easier when it was all on Netflix.
I
know.
agree. And Classic Who was on Hulu for a very long time. Most of them. So I'm really upset with life. Anything else you want to say about Series 10 of Doctor Who?
I think we covered it.
Yeah.
I think we did too, because then we started talking about other things.
This is only 10?
Yeah.
Of the new.
revival.
Yeah.
Right, I guess I forget that what's his name only did one.
Eccleston was one, yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone
he
else has
was
been
one.
3.
And he's
I
been
liked
grumpy
him. I
ever
enjoyed him.
since.
I would love him to come back, but
He didn't even want to come back for the 50th.
Yeah.
That's who the War Doctor
The
was
War Doctor was
supposed
supposed to be. That would have been so
I know.
amazing.
It
I
would have
mean,
been
was it that he
amazing.
didn't want to, or is it just that he was
He
already?
didn't want to.
He
Plus,
did
he was
not want
filming. He already committed to Thor, but they were willing to work with his schedule, and he just was like, just do it without me.
That's kind of lame.
He's been very outspoken about his experience on the show. He did not like it.
So many different people now.
True.
It's
but
a different show.
He's an eccentric dude, Christopher Eccleston, so that's just the way he rolls.
Yeah, I mean, John Barrowman has hinted many times that he did not have fun working with him.
Yeah, because people
He
always
said as
ask
soon as-
him,
he
who do you
said
like
as
better?
soon
And
as
he's
David
like,
Tennant showed up on the
David
set.
Tennant.
Him, I forget her name that plays Rose. She's like
Billy.
it's completely
Billy.
different,
Billy
completely
Piper.
different fun atmosphere.
Billy Piper.
Billy Lourdes is Carrie Fisher's daughter.
I know. They're both named Billy, and I think it's a boy's name, so
Sarah.
As she has spoken.
I have.
I think we've covered it. I mean, really, I do.
Yeah.
So because I think we've covered it, I'm going to thank Sarah, Kristen, Nick, Kyle, and Hilary for joining me to talk about Doctor Who, but never fear. They'll be back very soon. But before they come back, I have to do the thing, which I always do, which goes like this. CPU was produced by Back Pocket Productions, run by yours truly, the Chief Couch Potato, and hails from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Please, if you like what you hear, would you take the time to rate us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or Google Play? That means give us stars, comments, reviews. Let us know how we're doing, what you like, what you don't, what we should keep, what we shouldn't keep. Give us how the doctor would give it to somebody.
That sounded...
Not good.
Get that out of your back pocket.
Let me just rephrase. Just tell us. If you have suggestions on shows we might consider, contact us at our website, couchpotatoesunite.wordpress.com, via email at couchpotatoesunitepodcast@gmail.com, or via Facebook and Twitter, though, of course, we had new and old shows to chat about around the water cooler all the time. I talk about them in the intro. We have several more new coming down the pike. And if you miss old episodes or want to know in general what we cover, just find us. We're on the Google. We're on the web. We're totally hip with the technology. But you can subscribe at our website, our channels, and our social media to stay up on new events and episodes. Easy peasy pie. Until the next time, Doctor Who is available, as we just said, to stream the revival season only on Amazon Prime. In the meantime, our Doctor Who panel will next reconvene, very shortly in fact, to discuss the 2017 Christmas special entitled Twice Upon a Time, and Peter Capaldi's departure from Who, which also means regeneration time. So until next time, until next episode, new episodes are published every Wednesday. Keep listening, keep watching, stay tuned.